Welcome to Deal, a seaside town with bars of character, a greater street and just enough edge to keep the interested. Once a working core and an eagle stronghold, it's now one of Kent's most fashionable spots on the coast.
It's the kind of place where fishing boats still land their caps on the shingle, where a pier walk before breakfast is entirely normal, and where Londoners turn up for the weekend and end up quietly scrolling Rightmove by Sunday afternoon.
Today I want to give you a quick tour of what makes this stretch of coast such a brilliant place to live, whether you're eyeing a permanent move, a bolt hole by the sea or a smart coastal investment.
Deal wears its history well. At one end sits Deal Castle, one of Henry VIII's coastal defences built to guard against invasion. Further along is Walmer Castle, later home to the Lord Warden of the Cinque Ports and a favourite stop for royalty, prime ministers over the years.
This was once a hub of naval activity, with vessels anchoring offshore in the Downs. Smugglers, sailors and lifeboat crews have all left their mark on the town's story. That heritage gives Deal real substance. Nothing here feels manufactured or overly polished, it just feels genuine.
The seafront is where Deal really earns its reputation. A long promenade runs alongside the pebble beach, made for morning jogs, sea dips, dog walks, or just watching the light change over the water. The high street sits right behind it, so everything you need is just a short stroll away. Deal Pier juts out into the channel, the obvious spot for a coffee with nothing but sea in front of you. On a clear day, France feels close enough to walk to. It isn't, but it is a nice thought. This is coastal life without the arcades and the noise. Quieter, smarter, more considered.
What really sets Deal apart is its independent spirit. The high street is lined with acclaimed restaurants, artisan bakers, delis, galleries, vintage finds and independent boutiques. There's a genuine creative community too, plenty of artists, writers, chefs and designers who have chosen to call Deal their home.
The food scene punches well above its weight for a town this size, from easy brunch spots to proper destination dining. And the everyday stuff is all sorted too. Supermarkets, schools, healthcare, the lot. You get the town without giving anything up.
Deal feels like a proper escape, but it's better connected than you'd think. High-speed trains reach London St Pancras in about 1 hour and 20 minutes, so hybrid working, or even a full commute, it's genuinely doable. The A2 and the A256 link you to Canterbury, Dover and the motorway network beyond. See air and open space without being cut off from anywhere.
There's a real sense of community here, plus a solid choice of primary and secondary schools in the town and nearby villages. Sailing clubs, rowing clubs, a golf course, cricket, yoga and music groups. This is a place where people get stuck in. Food festivals and art events run throughout the year, and in the summer the whole town has a full buzz to it. Just south of Deal sits Walmer, technically its own village, though the two blend together so seamlessly you'd barely notice the join. Walmer has a slightly quieter, more residential feel, with its own stretch of seafront, a well-loved beach, and a parade of independent shops and cafes that locals guard fiercely. Walmer Green adds a real village character, and Walmer Castle and Gardens, one of the prettiest spots along the coastline, draws visitors year-round for its gardens as much as its history. Property-wise, Walmer is known for handsome Victorian and Edwardian villas, several with sea views, along with some beautifully proportioned family homes set back from the front. It tends to appeal to buyers who want Deal's coastal lifestyle with a touch more space and slightly slower pace. Further south again, past Walmer, you reach Kingsdown, a small, low-key village that feels a world away from the bustle of the town, despite being only minutes from it. Kingsdown's beach is the big draw, a dramatic shingle stretch backed by chalk cliffs with far fewer crowds than Deal itself, and a real sense of wild, unspoilt coastlines. There's a much-loved village pub, a scattering of independent businesses, and the white cliffs a country trail passes right through, making it a favourite for walkers and open water swimmers alike. Homes here tend to be more spread out, detached houses, some clifftop properties with genuinely spectacular views, and a handful of characterful older cottages closer to the village centre. It's especially popular with buyers after privacy, space, and a proper sea view without needing to be in the thick of town life. Both Walmer and Kingsdown draw buyers who love what Deal offers but want a little more room to breathe, and many house hunters end up widening their search to take in all three.
Now for the bit you're really here for, the property, and this is where the area really delivers.
We have elegant period homes near the seafront with sash windows, working fireplaces and proportions that never date. Some come with sea views you'll never get tired of. Homes along the promenade offer unbroken coastal views. Step outside and you're on the beach. Within the conservation area you'll find fishermen's cottages and colourful period terraces, each one full of personality.
There's also a good range of high-spec new builds and converted apartments, energy efficient, low maintenance and ideal as a second home. Beyond Walmer and Kingsdown, villages such as Ringwold and Sheldon have bigger plots, countryside views and a slower pace, still only minutes from the sea. Genuine variety from a compact coastal vault hole to a proper family play.
People move here for the lifestyle, for sea swims before the working day starts, for independent shops instead of chains, for community instead of anonymity, for sunsets that stop conversations mid-sentence.
It's coastal charm that hasn't gone tired, creative energy that hasn't lost its roots, and an appeal that just keeps building. So there it is, Deal, Walmer and Kingsdown, historic, stylish, well-connected and more in demand every year.
Whether you're after a permanent move to the coast, a weekend escape or an investment in one of Kent's best-loved seaside towns, this stretch of coastline has something genuinely worth your attention.
If you're thinking of buying or selling in Deal, Walmer, Kingsdown or the surrounding villages, I'd love to help you find your way around the local market.